Did you know your dog is chemically hijacking your brain? When they look at you, they release a hormone wolves don't use on us. Welcome back to ChickaPaws. While they share 99.9% of their DNA, that tiny 0.1% created a massive divide. From shrinking brains to puppy dog eyes, evolution rewired them entirely. Today, we are breaking down the 20 differences that evolution created. Difference number 6 changed history forever. Let's get into it. Distinct coat and ear shapes. Have you ever looked at a wolf and then looked at a golden retriever and thought, how on earth are they related? It's one of the most visible pranks evolution has played on us. While a wolf is designed for pure survival, with efficient, erect ears to capture the sound of prey miles away, your dog might have floppy, velvety ears that, let's be honest, are mostly there for scratching. This is actually a biological phenomenon called domestication syndrome. Biologists and researchers, including those famously associated with the farm fox experiment in Russia, have documented that as adrenaline levels dropped in tamed animals, their physical features softened. It's wild to think about, right? Personally, I think it's the best trade-off in history. We gave them safety, and they gave us the cutest ears on the planet. But here is the part that usually blows people's minds. Those varied coat colors, the spots, the patches, the white socks, would be a death sentence in the wild. A white wolf in a dark forest is just a target, but a spotted dog in a living room is a family member. Evolution decided that camouflage was no longer necessary when you have a human to protect you. But while their looks changed to become more approachable, the way they use their voices shifted even more dramatically. Barking versus howling communication. Now, if you leave a wolf alone, it won't bark for hours until the neighbors call the police. That is a distinctly canine trait. Wolves certainly can bark, but they use it as a rare, sharp alarm signal, usually followed by a retreat. They don't stand there barking at a squirrel for 20 minutes. Their primary tool is the howl, a long-distance GPS system to locate their pack. Experts in canine behavior have noted that adult wolves almost never bark, yet adult dogs bark at everything: the mailman, a leaf blowing across the yard, or just because they're bored. I've always found this fascinating because it shows how dogs adapted to become the ultimate alarm system for humans. They traded the long-distance howl for the short-range shout. It's like they realized, hey, I don't need to find my pack across the tundra. My pack is sitting right there on the couch and I need to tell him the pizza guy is here. It's a brilliant evolutionary pivot. They vocalize to talk to us, not just each other. But be warned, this next difference might change how you look at your dog's smile forever. Because the hardware inside their mouth tells a very violent story. Teeth size and jaw strength. Open a wolf's mouth. Actually, please don't do that. But if you did, you would see a set of tools designed for one thing: crushing bone. A wolf's bite force is staggering, capable of snapping a moose femur to get to the marrow. That is terrifying power. Now look at your dog. Over thousands of years of eating scraps and softer cooked food provided by humans, their skulls actually shrank, and their teeth became smaller and more crowded. Evolutionary data shows that the sheer crushing power of a wolf's jaw is significantly reduced in domestic dogs. It makes sense, doesn't it? You don't need hydraulic press jaws to eat kibble or steal a sandwich off the counter. Personally, I'm grateful for this every time my dog accidentally nips my hand while playing tug of war. If he had his ancestors' jaw strength, I'd be in the emergency room. It really highlights how the environment shapes the animal. The wild was bred out of their bite. But here's the thing they didn't grow out of. In fact, it's something they held on to that wolves let go of very quickly. Playfulness into adulthood. This is arguably my favorite difference. Have you noticed that a 10-year-old dog will still chase a ball with the enthusiasm of a puppy? That is not an accident. It is evolution. In the wild, a wolf pup plays to learn hunting skills, but once they hit maturity, playtime is over. Life becomes about survival, hierarchy, and hunting. There is no time for fetch in the Arctic. However, dogs are essentially wolves that never grew up. Scientists call this neoteny. the retention of juvenile traits into adulthood. By selecting for friendliness and manageability, humans accidentally selected for eternal youth. I look at my own dog, gray muzzle and all, doing a happy dance for a treat, and I realize he's living in a permanent state of childhood wonder. It's heartwarming, isn't it? We didn't just want a guard, we wanted a friend who would never stop being fun. But this playfulness opened the door to a psychological superpower that no other animal, not even the chimpanzee, possesses when it comes to understanding us. Social bonding with humans. You might think your dog just likes you because you have the food, but science says it's actually chemical warfare of the love kind. When a wolf looks you in the eye, it is often a challenge or a threat. It is intense and uncomfortable. But when a dog looks you in the eye, their brain releases oxytocin, the love hormone, and guess what? Your brain releases it too. It's the same biofeedback loop that mothers have with their infants. Leading researchers at the Duke Canine Cognition Center have proven that dogs are uniquely wired to read human gestures, like pointing. If you point at a hidden treat, a dog looks where you point. A wolf, or even a chimp, looks at your finger. That is a massive cognitive leap. Personally, I think this is the definitive proof that dogs are our soulmates. They hacked our biology to become family. They don't just live near us, they live with us emotionally. But wait until you hear this. The biggest change wasn't in their hearts or their heads, but deep in their digestive systems, and it's the only reason they survived the agricultural revolution. Starch digestion capabilities. This is the hidden difference that changed history. About 10,000 years ago, humans stopped chasing mammoths and started farming wheat and corn. If wolves wanted to stick around, they couldn't survive on just steak anymore. They had to learn to eat bread. Genetic studies published in major scientific journals have identified a specific gene called AMY2B. Wolves typically have only 2 copies of this gene, which produces the enzyme to break down starch. Dogs? They can have up to 30 copies. This genetic mutation allowed early dogs to survive on the scraps of early farmers, porridge, bread crusts, and rice. It is literally written in their DNA. I always find this hilarious when I see fancy wolf diet marketing for dog food. Biologically, your dog is fully equipped to handle that pizza crust he stole. Of course, meat is good, but evolution turned them into omnivorous scavengers to survive alongside us. This dietary flexibility didn't just keep them alive, it fueled their ability to multiply. And speaking of multiplying, the way they reproduce is drastically different from their wild cousins. Reproductive cycle differences. In the wild, timing is everything. Wolves are strict seasonal breeders. They only mate once a year, usually in late winter, so that pups are born in spring when food is abundant and the weather is milder. Having puppies in the dead of winter would be a fatal mistake. Nature is ruthless like that. But dogs? They live in our warm houses with a constant supply of food. Evolution looked at that and said, hey, no need to wait for spring. Most domestic dogs go into heat twice a year, regardless of the season. They have completely decoupled their reproduction from the environment. From a survival standpoint, this is a massive luxury. It means the population of dogs can explode much faster than wolves. It's a stark reminder of how much domestic comfort changes biology. But before you think dogs have it better in every way, here is the part they don't tell you. In exchange for safety and food, dogs actually lost a significant amount of brain power. Brain size and cognitive shifts. This might hurt to hear, but your dog is, well, technically dumber than a wolf, at least in certain ways. Studies show that a wolf's brain is about 20% to 30% larger than a dog of the same size. Why? Because being a wolf is hard. They have to solve complex problems, map vast territories, hunt cooperative prey, and navigate intricate pack politics without any help. If a wolf faces a locked box with meat inside, it will work tirelessly to figure out the mechanism. It is a problem-solving machine. But if you give that same puzzle to a dog, do you know what they do? They try for a few seconds, and then they look at their human. They literally look at us as if to say, hey, you have thumbs, can you open this? It's not that they can't solve it, it's that they have outsourced their problem-solving to us. Evolution is efficient.
Why burn calories maintaining a huge brain for problem solving when your best friend is a hairless ape who can open doors? They traded raw intelligence for social intelligence. And honestly, looking at how pampered my dog is, I think they might be the geniuses after all.
Evolution made them survivors, but it made dogs our soulmates. If you want to understand your best friend better, you are in the right place. Smash that like button, subscribe to ChickaPaws, and tell me below, does your dog act more like a wolf or a goofball? See you in the next video!